Hello there, how are you? Welcome back to Revelation. Little fun fact for you. Did you know that there are 100 Bible verses about accountability? Proverbs 12:15 says, "Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known." A few weeks ago, I had a story planned for y'all, and it ended up getting pushed onto the back burner. Well, I am pulling it off the back burner, and I am going to tell it to you or read it to you today. Now, I do not know the author, but it is called 17 Inches. 20 years ago in Nashville, Tennessee, during the first week of January 1996, more than 4,000 baseball coaches descended upon the Opryland Hotel for the 52nd annual ABCA's convention. While I waited in line to register with the hotel staff, I heard other more veteran coaches rumbling about the lineup of speakers scheduled to present during the weekend. One name kept resurfacing, always with the same sentiment. John Scalinos is here. Oh man, worth every penny of my airfare. Who is John Scalinos, I wondered. No matter, I was just happy to be there. In 1996, Coach Scalinos was 78 years old and 5 years retired from a college coaching career that began in 1948. He shuffled to the stage to an impressive standing ovation, wearing dark polyester pants, a light blue shirt, and a string around his neck from which a home plate hung. A full-sized, stark white home plate. Seriously? I wondered, who is this guy? After speaking for 25 minutes, not once mentioning the prop hanging around his neck, Coach Scalinos appeared to notice that the snickering among some of the coaches, even those who knew Coach Scalinos, had to wonder exactly where he was going with this, or if he had simply forgotten about home plate since he had gotten on stage. Then finally, "You're probably all wondering why I'm wearing home plate around my neck," he said, his voice growing irascible. I laughed along with the others, acknowledging the possibility. I may be old, but I'm not crazy. The reason I stand before you today is to share with you baseball people what I've learned in my life, what I've learned about home plate in my 78 years. Several hands went up when Scalinos asked, "How many Little League coaches are there in the room? Do you know how wide home plate is in Little League?" After a pause, some offered 17 inches? More of a question than an answer. "That's right," he said. "How about Babe Ruth's day? Any Babe Ruth coaches in the house?" Another long pause. 17 inches? A guess from another reluctant coach. "That's right," said Scalinos. "Now, how many high school coaches do we have in the room?" Hundreds of hands shot up as the pattern began to appear. How wide is home plate in high school baseball? 17 inches, they said, sounding more confident. "You're right," Scalinos barked. "And you college coaches, how wide is home plate in college?" 17 inches, we said in unison. "Any minor league coaches here? How wide is home plate in pro ball?" 17 inches. "Right. And the major leagues, how wide is home plate in the major leagues?" 17 inches. 17 inches, he confirmed, his voice bellowing off the walls. "And what do they do with a big league pitcher who can't throw the ball over 17 inches? "They send him to Pocatello," he hollered, drawing raucous laughter. "What they don't do is this. They don't say, 'Oh, that's okay, Jimmy, if you can't hit 17-inch target. We'll make it 18 inches or 19 inches. We'll make it 20 inches so you'll have a better chance at hitting it. If you can't hit that, let us know so we can make it wider still. Say 25 inches. "Coaches, What do we do when your best player shows up late to practice? Or when our team rules forbid facial hair and a guy shows up unshaven? What if he gets caught drinking? Do we hold him accountable? Or do we change the rules to fit him? Do we widen home plate? The chuckles gradually faded as 4,000 coaches grew quiet. The fog lifted as the old coach's message began to unfold. He turned the plate towards himself and, using a Sharpie, began to draw something. When he turned it towards the crowd, point up, a house was revealed, completely with a freshly drawn door and 2 windows. This is the problem in our homes today, with our marriages, with the way we parent our children, with our discipline. We don't teach accountability to our kids, and there is no consequences for failing to meet standards. We just widen the plate. Then, to the point at the top of the house, he added a small American flag. This is a problem in our schools today. The quality of our education is going downhill fast, and teachers have been stripped of the tools they need to be successful and to educate and discipline our young people. We are allowing others to widen home plate. Where is that getting us? He replaced the flag with a cross. And this is the problem in the church, where powerful people in positions of authority have taken advantage of young children only to have such an atrocity swept under the rug for years. Our church leaders are widening home plate for themselves, and we allow it. And the same is true with our government. Our so-called representatives make rules for us that don't apply to themselves. They take bribes from lobbyists in foreign countries. They no longer serve us, and we allow them to widen home plate. We see our country falling into a dark abyss while we just watch. I was amazed at baseball's convention, where I expected to learn something about curveballs, bunting, and how to run better practices. I had learned something far more valuable. From an old man with a home plate strung around his neck, I had learned something about life, about myself, about my own weaknesses, and about my responsibilities as a leader. I had to hold myself and others accountable to that which I knew be right, lest our families, our faith, and our society continue down an undesirable path. If I am lucky, Coach Scolinas concluded, you will remember one thing from this old coach today. It is this: if we fail to hold ourselves to a higher standard, a standard of what we know to be right, if we fail to hold our spouses and our children to the same standards, if we are unwilling or unable to provide a consequence when they do not meet the standard, and if our schools, our churches, and our government fail to hold themselves accountable to those they serve, there is but one thing to look forward to. With that, he held home plate in front of his chest, turned it around, and revealed the dark black side. We have dark days ahead. Note: Coach Scolinas died in 2009 at the age of 91, but not for touching the lives of hundreds of players and coaches, including mine. His message was clear. Coaches, keep your players, no matter how good they are, your own children, your churches, your government, and most of all, keep yourself at 17 inches. Don't widen the plate. Alrighty then. I want to thank you all for stopping by. Have an absolutely wonderful and blessed week. I'll see you next time on Revelation. Take care.